Hey, oh, oops. Hi everyone. Is there anyone even here? I know it's middle of the night. But I'm streaming anyway. What the hell is this shit? Get off of my screen. Let me see here. All right, there I am. Hi, Renelle. How are you? I'm well. I hope you are as well. Good to see ya. Hi. Okay. So I planned on streaming earlier this week, but I had so much going on, and it was mine and Michael's anniversary this week. So we've been together now 18 years. That's crazy. Like, I can't even believe that. I can't believe that we've been together 18 years. That's just so crazy to me. But yeah. So we had a fun week. We had a fun Thursday. Our anniversary was actually on Wednesday, but we celebrated it on Thursday because that's the day I had off. So we went out to dinner, and he brought me to this new place in the area that opened up called Silk, and it's like a decadent like dessert cocktail bar, and oh my god, so good. It was so overpriced too, but like, here's what I don't get though. So like the signature drinks, the really fancy, fruit, sweet, all kinds of like, I don't know, like building drinks. Those were anywhere between like $10 and $20 for the most part. But a double Jack and Coke was $20. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's twice as much as we charge at where I work. Well, almost twice as much. I mean, for a Jack and Coke at that bar. Like, I couldn't believe it. That kind of turned me off from the whole place, just hearing that. Like, I expected like the desserts and shit to be like $20-$30. I expected the fancy cocktails to be like $10 to $20 each. But a Jack and Coke, come on. It's crazy. Thank you, Renelle. Hi, Ruth Carol. But if you guys have it, I don't know if it's a franchise. Wait a minute. Sorry if that hurt anyone with earbuds, but I don't know if it's like a franchise or whatever that we have here, the Silk thing. But if it is, then it's worth the trip to check it out. It is. Just don't get a Jack and Coke. But if it's not, then shit, then y'all need to come to Utica and try this one out. Anyway, I'm gonna just fix my lighting real quick because I just noticed how bright I look. I guess it's better. Okay. Oh, thank you. The hair, yeah, it's blue. I was going for periwinkle, but it kind of faded to this blue. I got to do my roots a little bit better though. But I don't know. I really like the pink, but I can't find it now, and I ran out. So I have blue and purple. So I thought, oh, I could try periwinkle, just mix them together, and it kind of did. I mean, I think I did accomplish it, but it just doesn't last long. So, but thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about. I mean, we can like check in with Katie Joy and see what's happening there and shit. That's fine. But I kind of want to focus the majority of the stream anyway on this group of women called Moms for Liberty. Now, I'm sure like a lot of people have heard of them before already because they've been around since, I don't know. I want to say like since Trump's first presidency, but I'm not positive. But I know that they were started by two women, I think in Florida, and two like very right-wing extremist kind of thinking women. When I read someone referred to them as the minivan Taliban. Oh my god, that was like the funniest thing I ever heard. That, and then there was Clan Hood Karen or Karen Clan. No, yeah, Clan Hood Karens. And then there was assholes with casseroles. Oh my god, I was laughing my ass up. But anyways, that's pretty much, that sums up this group of people who I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to be talking about the local chapter because evidently this is a national organization, and they want to try to expand their reach to have chapters in every county in America. So, and where I live is Oneida County, New York. And the United County chapter chairperson, leader, whatever, here is person who I refer to as MK Culta. Her name is Mary Kay. I've known her probably, I'm not going to date myself here, but I've known her a long, long time. I never was really friends with her, just crossed paths with her here and there. I was closer to her sister, maybe, I'd say. But yeah, it's just the Alanis Morissette ironic song kind of comes to mind, but that's all I'm going to say on that. But she's leading this charge in a so where I live is right outside of Utica, New York, in Yorkville. And she lives in this town called Clinton, which is maybe a 10-minute drive from my house, if that. It's like a freaking less than 5-minute drive from my work, I think. So it's like not far from here. And she's coming for this teacher in the school district there where she lives in Clinton. This is an art teacher. And the reason why she was kind of the art teacher kind of landed on her radar is because one of the art teacher students won this art competition. And it was posted on Facebook about how she won this art competition. And all Mary Kay saw was the gay pride flag in the background that said love is love. And she's lost her shit. She's lost her shit. So, and I'm going to show you exactly how, and we're going to visit it, because this is the thing, is what I've noticed for a lot of these chapters throughout the country is they're not right. I mean, everyone's welcome to have to hold their own personal views on whatever. I don't care. But to make such grotesque, outrageous, and very harmful accusations against someone simply because you disagree with people being gay, I guess. I'm not even sure what it is. That's not, no, that no one on any side should ever be supportive of that, because that's what she's doing. She's accusing this art teacher and her husband, by extension, of being PDF files and groomers, because the art teacher had a love is love flag in the background. I gotta sneeze, I think. Wait a minute. I guess not. Okay. So like this is great. You're gonna see all these comments that she made and shit. Because here's the thing. She's the chapter leader here for the county for the national organization of Moms for Liberty. So her Facebook page is public and it's of public interest. So I'm gonna just show it all. I mean, I'm not covering anything up. I don't care. I don't think I have to cover up any redact any names or whatever here. It's not a private group or any shit like that, and it doesn't matter really. But do not harass anyone. Do not seek anyone out. Do not talk to anyone. Do not harm anyone. Do not. I want your actions going forward to be affected zero by anything I say or do, one way or the other. Just do not let me or anything I say affect what you do going forward, because that's not what I want. That's not the purpose of this channel. That's not the purpose of anything I talk about. I don't want that. I want to have an effect on you and how maybe you see the world. That's it. Not even that. I just want to, hopefully, ideally, I would like to myself obtain a new point of view, or even, I don't know, think outside the box kind of things, because people bring things to my attention, and I would like to do the same for you. That's ideally all I want. It's everything. So please. All right. So let me pull this up here. So I took screenshots of a few posts here on the page. We're going to just check these out, and then we're going to read this crazy shit she's saying. And I don't know how else to put it. And you'll find these groups all throughout the country too. The thing is what I find kind of amusing about the group here in Oneida County is I'm not worried about No, because this is a political, I don't know, advocacy group maybe. Um, like it's I can't even really call it an advocacy group. It's a political agenda propaganda group, basically. And I'm not saying that Republicans or right wing is the embodiment of this or anything by any means. I'm only speaking on Moms for Liberty here. And they are absolutely a political action group or like a propaganda group for whatever fucking insane shit they're pushing. Now, usually though, these types of groups will have like lobbyists and such or people who are are educated or trained in convincing people and spreading such propaganda and having certain narratives or whatever be adopted by the mass, republic here, and they're pretty good at it. So why the hell Mary Kay is in charge of this chapter is beyond me. And you'll all see exactly what I mean. But like, I'm not worried about this. I'm so not. But it still has to be addressed. It can't be ignored. It just can't be. All right. I don't know. Let me see. What number do I start off at? So it's 2848. Yep, right here. Okay. Oh, I gotta share screen. All right. We have company and they're talking, so just ignore them. All right, so here we have Mary Kay. This is one of so I'm showing the post going backwards. So like this is a more recent post of hers, and we're going to build up or whatever or reverse engineer, I guess you could say, back to the post in question. So here she says, imagine being an educator and being called out by parents and fellow educators for being an indoctrinator and or groomer, then embarking on a smear campaign as a victim with fellow indoctrinators and groomers to defend yourself. That's called, quote, guilt. And victim signaling is not a good look, especially for a so-called educator. Friday Facts with MK. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, crazy. Oh, here she goes in the comments. Indoctrinators and groomers are in plain sight. All you have to do is call them out, and they will publicly show themselves to everyone. Mm-hmm. And here's what I'm going to say here. I want to just point this out real quick. This is all over the background. In the background there was a pride flag that said "Love is love" in the background of this picture. That's what his invoked the actions and the vitriol and everything you're going to see here from Mary Kay. That's what's done that. So she has this type of shit on her brain so much and in such depth that just simply seeing a flag up on the wall that says "Love is love" and it's in the colors of the rainbow, the only thing she can talk about is disgusting crimes against children. Like, this is where her mind goes. I'm sorry, but the majority of people will look at that flag and they will not go automatically to harming kids in that manner. I kind of wonder about the people who do. I mean, I don't know. I feel like one thing I've seen from in some of these comments is all this talk about deflection or whatever. Well, what the fuck is this? In my opinion. Oh, ow. Okay. Wednesday words with MK. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. All right, that's interesting. Okay, Wednesday words with MK. Indoctrination. I'm not reading definitions. That's ridiculous. She basically just looked up the definitions, probably on like Google or Webster or something. Here, this is the kind of sense of humor that they have. This is probably why they're so miserable. I think from now on, I'm going to try to be a little more liberal minded. I'm going to try to see the brighter side of the indoctrinators and groomers. I may even hang a pride flag and a Ukraine flag on my house for extra effort. April Fools, I bet you were all fooled. Oh my God. Like, that's a Katie joke, right? And then this is gold. This week from Clinton Central School District, indoctrination camp. The high school art teacher publicly admits to being an indoctrinating groomer. Now that's ludicrous. And she had shared the statement from because her actions here have caused this art teacher to have to go onto social media and make a very public statement to combat this shit. This is how ridiculous it is. I will say this much though for the community. The community has been awesome. The community overwhelmingly, the majority of the community, both in Clinton and the whole area, and even throughout the country, because this shit's starting to go viral, I think. They've been overwhelmingly in support of this art teacher and not at all in support of Mary Kay. So I have to say that has been a really wonderful sight for me anyways. So moving on. So here we have some comments. Liberalism is a mental disorder. 100. They're also reckless and unstable. I just deleted a liberal from my Facebook because she was spewing so much hate, especially toward men. Yet she is raising a young son. Off the rails, psychotic. They aren't playing with a full deck of cards. They're all victims. Well, then she should also know that PDF files use this slogan, love is love. What? And also use the flag for their agenda. Just saying. Okay. And she doesn't realize how exclusive her so-called inclusivity is. Keep your sexual beliefs out of the school. Keep your personal thoughts out of teaching. You are not a good teacher. You are a groomer. 100. I wonder if her classroom diversity and inclusion applies to Christians and conservative students. I bet it does. When CJ was I don't know who that is, was a Clinton, and stated that he doesn't believe in gay marriage. I know that there are many gay individuals on our side in this fight and appreciate them. We just don't want them to get married. Fuck that. You don't get those kinds of, I don't know, legal benefits or whatever. A petition was formed against him and passed around. I would say that's negative. This is from her social media. Okay. Oh, this one goes on to the next one. And I'm sure she welcomes inclusion in women's sports by allowing men to play alongside of women or allow trans boys in women's bathrooms/locker rooms. If it's not an American flag or military flag, any other flag is absolutely a political statement, flag, or organizational group flag. These people's brains are skewed and overcooked. Nobody cares if you are queer/trans or if you personally support people whom are. Keep it out of the classroom. All inclusive means don't fly it in your classroom. The American flag is all inclusive. That's why the American government is deporting so many people, because they're so inclusive, right? Right? Okay. Duh, not rocket science here. It's not being a hip thing at all to fly the rainbow flag. It's virtual signaling. One's beliefs and absolutely has grooming mentality for any, quote, adult teacher to force children to view it. American flag only in every educational setting, period. Fly your rainbow flag off your own front porch. Mm-hmm. The gaslighting is off the hook. Yes, there is. I'm one of those gays who cannot stand this indoctrination bullshit. I'm not even going to read that because that. I'll buy it. It's because okay. I love how no one has commented on. Oh, I didn't even see their post. I should probably go look for that. All right, I want to get down to the next posting, actually. Okay. I mean, I can come back to these comments, but I'm going to skip that one too. And, oh, no, wait, we are going to do that one. So this was the post she made, I want to say, like, right after the post. She puts this up. This is what I see when the groomers, PDF files, and the alphabet soup gang come to my social media to mass laugh at all my posts about groomers and PDF files. You have advertised my activism worldwide to save children from predators like you. For that, I thank you. Now, here's the thing. Mary Kay turned off all commenting on her posts except for those who she approves on her Facebook page. Maybe it's all friends, possibly. I'm not sure, but unless you are a friend, if you're not a friend, you definitely can't comment. So this is how strong she is in her views and her claims. This is how confident she is. She's eliminated the possibility of any kind of confrontation regarding the things that she says and does. That's how confident she is, for real. Oh, fucking. I gotta let my cat out, otherwise I'm gonna keep doing that. 1 second. Okay, sorry. But yeah, that's how secure she is in her views and her beliefs, and how and how and how informed she is on the information that has led her to her position on things. This is how confident she is in what she knows. Is that she will not risk any possibility of having to answer any questions or face any kind of confrontation or to even be challenged. That's how confident she is. This is what I mean by, like, I'm not worried about this group here because it's being led by ineptitude, really. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. So, but moving on. They just don't stop helping you advertise. It's glorious. And this is another thing too. This is all about for this chapter leader, really. Okay, so that screenshot showed someone who shared this post said, imagine being another useless conservative boomer fuckwit resorting to AI generated slap to fearmonger. Get a life. And it's amazing what people are actually fucking saying and posting publicly on social media like this. The MKV syndrome is really real. What's funny is these groomers and PDF files hide behind their keyboards, fake names, and in their parents' basement. Real name, my house, and not a basement. So, yeah. I can say that about a lot of locals, too. And I'm local. Creepy. They don't even have to say anything. Just look at their faces. This is exactly what I see when I think of a groomer or PDF file. Very disturbing. It's disturbing the amount of groomers and such that we have in our public school system. Yep. So, we'll come back to that one. Here it is. This is the posted question. So, but the person who won the art award, their picture's not shown. It's been cropped out. So when she says, The grooming continues at Clinton Central School District. Pictured here is the high school art room. The teacher is a mentally ill, woke, indoctrinating groomer. This is predatory behavior. So I'm clear. Any teacher who hangs a pride flag in their classroom is a mentally ill groomer and should be fired and never allowed in a classroom or around children. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So here we have the comments. Reporter, that is now against the executive order. On it, I want to call her mentally ill, but definitely should not be allowed. Any teacher who has this flag hanging in their classroom is a mentally ill groomer. Get with the program, Diane, or get the fuck out. LOL groomer would not be in the DSM-5. So then we have a couple screenshots here. And this was from the post itself on the school page. Though a lot of these comments are no longer there. Hey, we're not gonna go over that one. Nurturing one if you follow their far left beliefs. A couple years ago, different district, my high schooler had a comment made to her by a teacher. He said, "You're one of those Second Amendment kids, huh?" When she wore a hoodie that simply said America with an American flag underneath. Here's the screenshot she shared. This is what she posted on the actual post itself. So everyone, this post was full of people saying, "Congratulations, way to go. Oh my God, that's awesome." And here's what she says. "Congratulations. Which art room is this?" Someone knew what she was up to though and said, "A welcoming and nurturing one that makes me proud." Which, good on you. She comes back with, "Grooming children is nothing to be proud of. This is predatory behavior. This teacher should be fired immediately, along with every teacher who hangs this flag in their classroom." Like, holy shit. I feel so bad for the school district. Because she's also been now recently emailing the superintendent of the school district, insisting on having a tour of all the district schools, simply just because she wants to and she's a taxpayer. No, she wants to go in there. She wants to find and see what classrooms are, like, I guess, against some or in violation of some executive order, and she wants to report them. This is her own neighborhood. This is her own community. Like, that's not how you make friends. 1 second. Okay. All right, so moving on. Right? And that's disgusting. He should have been fired immediately. I have so many teacher friends that are phenomenal educators, and they know who they are. They also stand behind me. These indoctrinating groomers are showing themselves now more than ever, and I'm here for it. I wonder what they would do if a bunch of gay conservative parents like myself went in there and protested this kind of stuff. Groomers are good at gaslighting. They probably call you a fake gay person. It would shock the system, and it's just what we need. Schools are there to educate children on studies. I don't care who anyone loves or dates, but it's not age appropriate to involve sexuality with educational studies. Yeah, you're right. It's not appropriate to involve, I don't know, sexual education or whatever with people who are, becoming adults. You're right. Sure. And that's just what needs to happen. A good shock to the system, because who I am and what I stand for goes against everything they believe. They feel because I'm gay, I should believe in their system of indoctrination. Sorry, I'm very much against it, and it goes against their narrative and everything they believe. So it says, why you got to be different? Freaking love you. Notice the unhinged, mentally ill clown stopping by to laugh at every comment. They're hitting all of my posts. It's so great. I'm dying. And herein lies exactly what this is all about for her. She's not an advocate. She doesn't care about any of these issues that she's talking on. She doesn't care about kids. She cares about being the center of attention. She cares about people not passing by her. She cares about still, I don't know, maybe being of some importance to people. But the thing is she's not like a 20-year-old person anymore. She's my age. She's like 50. And people are less impressed by the things they were impressed about 30 years ago than they are, now. They're more impressed about other things. And she, I think, never really saw that coming. And here's where she's making some last ditch like grab at some sort of relevance, some sort of accomplishment in her life, some purpose, even some identity, because she doesn't have it any other way. She doesn't have it without being the one who's not only just the focus of everyone's attention, watching this or whatever, but is the recipient of their feelings, good or bad. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm not sure I'm doing a very good job at explaining it, but I mean, it's just, this is what it looks like when you realize you peaked 30 years ago, in my opinion. And the thing is she doesn't have to feel like that. She really doesn't, because she really has accomplished things in her life, in my opinion. She doesn't think that, I guess, maybe, I don't know, but this ain't it. This is an accomplishment. The goal of trying to get everyone in the community to hate at a certain group, to discriminate, to display examples of bigotry, to make children who already, as they grow up, realizing that they may not be quite like everyone else, they may be a little different in this one area, for you to just have this goal, this aim to make them question themselves even more, make it even harder for them to accept themselves, make it even almost, dare I say, like forbidden for anyone else to accept them. For you, that to be your goal. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna like where this brings her. The entertainment writes itself. Also, FYI, if any of your friends need assistance with any of the rainbow libs coming at them, I'm here to help. Oh, you're there to help her out with what, Facebook fighting? She don't Facebook fight though. So, what are you gonna do? Beat up like laughing reacts or something? I mean, because that's all people can do is just laugh at her and show that they're laughing at her. Okay. Okay. The only thing those people were cooking was meth. It's actually kind of funny. Very. I can't with you. Oh, I wish someone would come at me with this. What? Okay. Groomers and PDF files protect each other. And that was her comment. Someone else left a comment. I'm sorry rainbows are so triggering for you. You should consider running for school board if this bothers you so much. That was a dig, because she did try running for a school board like a couple years ago, and she didn't just lose. Like, she lost horribly. Great job, and don't let the one bad apple spoil the barrel. Then she comments, groomers and PDF files protect each other. I'm part of the majority of parents that are against groomers and PDF files. Heart, little heart emoji. And then she's mocking that comment. I'm triggered by rainbows. Okay, woke gaslighting groomer. Her comments were being removed from the actual post itself over on the school page, so she couldn't really keep arguing over there. So she's making her arguments for everything here, knowing damn well that she'll never be challenged or questioned on them. And someone says, oh my God. I laughed my ass off when I read this. I have a family member who teaches at Proctor, has 20 years or whatever. Now, because of overcrowding, she has to share a classroom with another teacher. Well, he's gay, which is fine. To each their own. But she told me that he's decorated the room they now share quite colorfully, if you know what I mean. Knowing her, I'd love to watch her teach a period or two in her colorful surroundings. To which Mary Kay says, that's bullshit, and I hope parents are reporting it to the government. She hopes parents, are reporting this colorful classroom to the government because this poor teacher, this female teacher, has to share it with this gay man. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Like, I know, like, an old phrase or whatever, it's like first world problems or some shit like that. But this ain't even first world. Like, this is entitlement Karen problem, really. Like, oh my God. He decorated the room. She has to teach in the colorful room. The government's got to know. Like, are you kidding me? One of my absolute favorite teachers ever was a gay liberal. She was professional and kept her personal life and beliefs out of the classroom, like a good teacher should. She was an amazing teacher and was respected by all. That's how it should be. School's not a place for sexual orientations, identity. School's not a place for identities. Are you kidding me? Don't try to come to your own identity, come in your own, come into the fold or whatever. That's not the place for it in school. No, you have to be like every other piece of the hive, I guess. Or personal politics to be discussed. You can't have discussions and learn about things in school. What are you thinking? Like, go back to that colorful classroom right now. It is a place for learning, period. Simply and perfectly put, my friend. Oh, look at all the triggered, mentally ill people stopping by to give a laugh. Love it. And that's the whole reason why she does this. I mean, I don't know how, like, okay, so there's a local Facebook group. It's a group about combating basically groups like this. And in it, they're talking about like what can be done and everything. And people are, I mean, I get it. I get why they feel the way they feel and why they want to take action. I don't mean anything bad, no bad action, but still action that she would love to have, happen to her, especially publicly. Like, oh my God, look at him yell at me, like that kind of shit. So, and it looks like a lot of people are going to be attending this upcoming school board meeting there, myself included. So I really just hope that people just kind of realize that you can't take the bait with people like this because you're giving them exactly what they want. And the more you give it to them, it creates a positive feedback loop. And they're just going to keep doing what they're doing because you keep making it pay off for them. You keep giving them the benefit of their actions every time. That doesn't mean you ignore it. You can't ignore it because this shit's crazy. You can't ignore it. But you can't hate her. Or at least you can't show that you do because that's how she gains ground. You just pretty much consider her to be irrelevant. But the talking points, well, that's what you discuss, but not her. Because that's what she wants. Yes, and I didn't realize I was that important. You're not, ma'am. Gotta love the pettiness. Those laugh reacts really take away from and diminish the message. How so? It's funny. So glad I escaped the Socialist Republic of New Yorkistan. My kids are getting the Florida education they deserve. Keep fighting, my New York peeps. Don't let them affect your kids with a woke mind virus. Florida is amazing. Good for you and your kids. Unfortunately, I could not disagree more. Oh, voice of reason thing, finally. This teacher is one of the best teachers humans my kids have been lucky enough to have been taught by. And to be clear, in my opinion, a pride flag in a classroom simply exhibits inclusiveness, and all students deserve to feel like they belong. Pride comes before the destruction. What? The pride flag represents sexuality and does not belong in a classroom or a school, period. I am part of the majority of parents that are sick and tired of educators, or any adult for that matter, pushing their own ideologies or encouraging other people's children to express their sexuality. Educators should be teaching our children the academic subjects they were hired to teach. That is it. Okay. Also, Judy, the pride flag doesn't represent all the children in our school district. It doesn't represent most of the children. So it is not inclusive at all. And the pride flag shouldn't be representative of any child. But thanks for your opinion. See, she says thank you, but I don't think she means that. Thanks for my opinion. Well, I wish I could say the same to you. Let me say this. The pride flag has nothing to do with sexuality. And although it doesn't represent all the students at Clinton, it represents some. And even if it's one, that one matters. To have such hate and one-sided views is really sad. You don't have to agree with someone's opinion or sexual preference to simply respect and accept it. To suggest that there is, quote, grooming happening in the classrooms of these amazing educators is ridiculous. The pride flag. Oh, wait. Give me the next one. The pride flag is acknowledgement of a sexual preference. Acknowledgement or the encouragement of sexuality on children is predatory behavior, and educators have no right to push sexuality on children. Goodbye. Pride flag absolutely has to do with sexuality. It doesn't stand for all. It stands for some, but ABCs on the wall and 1, 2, 3s, or put ABCs on the wall and 1, 2, 3s, and keep straight or gay in your own home and out of the school. The flag of the USA represents inclusion. Unless you're not from America, then you're not included. Or even if you are, some of Americans aren't included. And if someone disagrees with that and waves any other flag, they should do us all a favor and take a hike to a country where they'll see what true inequality and discrimination looks like. See, that's how in support they are of inclusivity. You either take my beliefs on as your own, or get the fuck out. I'm so sick of this. I had gay teachers in school and never even knew it until years later, because we didn't talk about sexuality in any class other than health. And not for nothing, who cares about being gay? It's all the rest of the alphabet that's being pushed and supported by waving a rainbow or pastel flag. Waving such a flag doesn't say, I accept gay people. I think at this point, most of us accept homosexuality, at least I do. But what it also represents and symbolizes is the silent support of children destroying their own bodies because they're confused. And they're intentionally confused by the indoctrination by the schools, MSM in Hollywood. Whatever. Here's the thing. They're trying. This isn't about identifying as a gender. This is just about showing that, listen, whoever you are, you're safe here. You're not going to be hated on here. You're going to be accepted here. Whoever you are, whatever you feel, nothing else. But rather than just people just admit and accept that, their children just might not grow up to be everything that they pictured as a child of theirs as an adult, that their child is going to make their own way and become their own person. And rather than just either take responsibility for that or just accept the fact that it's just how things go, and maybe there is no accountability needed here. Rather than just accept that, they need someone to blame. So what? It's like, it's almost like, oh, well, my child is gay because someone throughout their formative years just informed them of what gay is. Therefore, that's why my child is gay. Well, I mean, all that might have done to influence the situation is just inform the kid that, listen, what you're feeling, it's normal. It is. It may not be like the average, but it's still normal. That flag, in addition to all of that, also takes biological males and inserts them into female sports and spaces and tells us that we need to accept that XX and XY are interchangeable, depending on how you dress and feel that day. I don't care who people date or what they wear, but I do believe in honesty. Okay. I found another flag to display next to this one in the art room. I think it's an American flag or some shit. Yeah. The grooming indoctrination camp would close down if a child brought this into school. Probably suspend them too. You know you're on target when the teacher of this room stops by at midnight to give it a like. It was kind of petty, but whatever. So yeah, there's that. Now, I want to just say here real quick, I don't care what anyone's views are on the whole trans thing or whatever. I have my own opinion on it, but honestly, I'm not trans. I don't have any loved ones that are trans. What the fuck? I don't even feel like my word should even hold any weight in this discussion or any value, really. I think that this is something that the discussion and the words that should be listened to or heard are members of the trans community and members of whatever community are allegedly being like advocated for. Like, okay, so if it's about a high school situation, then the high school students have a say, I think. And that's about it. I mean, obviously they can't ultimately have a say because they're still minors, but I think that those are the voices that should be heard most and first. That's my opinion on it. I mean, personally, if it were me, I think if I were in high school and if I were competing in sports or something where I was looking to get a scholarship or some shit like that, yeah, I think I know how I'd feel about it. I think I would feel like it's bullshit. And so I don't blame people for feeling that way. I also hate to see, someone just miss out on their dreams because of something they can't control. But it's the thing, though. We can't always change to get the things we want. But it doesn't make anyone bad for wanting those things either. So my opinion is, so long as there's any women or young women or teenage girls or whatever who feel uncomfortable given the situation, well, then the feeling of safety has to come first and foremost. That's my opinion. I know people will disagree with me, and you're welcome to. I don't think you're wrong. I just telling my opinion. I don't think I'm right necessarily. I don't think you're right or wrong either. And I don't really think it's up to me either. So, don't even waste time having the discussion with me, because why do my words matter? They don't. So, but that's just about the whole trans thing or whatever. The rest of this, though, about simply having a flag hanging up in the classroom. No, I think that there's nothing wrong with it, because it isn't just it doesn't signify, the act of making love between two gender or the two people of the same gender or any shit like that. No, it doesn't. And it's not even, people have always been allowed in the privacy of their own home to do whatever the hell they want. Nobody knows. So that's not the thing that they're fighting for. It's never been the thing that they're fighting for. They had that because no one knew, or whatever, privacy is a thing. They had that. They were doing that all along. What they want is acceptance publicly, to be seen and validated as a couple, to be seen and validated as a family, as a relationship, legally and just emotionally, interpersonally. That's what this flag signifies. It symbolizes the ability to live one's life, creating a family with the person they've chosen, with the person they love, regardless of gender. That's what that flag symbolizes. And why the fuck people have such a problem with that? And I mean, like, think about this. Okay, they seem to just really like want more than anything their child to not be gay. Why not? I mean, I'm not saying you want one thing or the other for them, or whatever. Your child's going to be who your child is, and that's what you should love and support. But I mean, if they came out and said that they were gay, is that really that bad? Especially if they meet someone and fall in love, and that person's good to them, and they're able to build a life and a family and have all these things that you want for them. Is that a bad thing? I mean, this is crazy. You want to shame kids, and possibly even your own kid. You're if any of these parents who comments and such we read, or who agree with Mary Kay, if any of these parents actually do have a child who's gay, imagine what is going through their head right now and what they're feeling. They're hating themselves. They're wondering what the fuck is wrong with them. Why can't they be like everyone else? Why their parents aren't going to love them? They're going to be disowned or whatever. They're going to be a groomer. Oh my God, they're going to be hated by society because they're seen as a pervert or something. That's why that fucking flag exists up on the wall. That's why a teacher put it up on the wall, is to try to undo some of the damage that's being done to that child, in my opinion. I don't know. That's my opinion anyways. Hi, chat. I haven't even looked over here in a while. Sorry. It's what I do, though. Hey, Gracella. Hi, Bobby and Gizmo. Yep. But loves to rile everything in with everyone with negativity. Yep. It's definitely too much time on their hands, yeah. And it's also like a sign, a symptom maybe of like even entitlement. Like you feel so entitled to the thoughts, actions, and beliefs of other people that you feel like you have every right to inflict your own onto them. You have every right to let your sense of what you think is right and wrong dictate everyone else's life. Okay, and here's the thing: like a lot of these people are like sort of anti-government. Like they're always are making the argument to get big government out and everything and out of their lives and shit like that. Okay, well then, why are they going about trying to get books banned from the libraries? Because that's what their like main passion has been lately, up until recent. Why is that? I mean, what are you so afraid of if these books existing? No one's assigning any assignments or whatever to these books. No one has to read these books. They're just sitting collecting dust on the library shelf somewhere. But because you searched and searched for something to bitch about, for something to assert your fucking dominance or your self-righteousness or whatever on other people, you sought after whatever book you possibly might have an issue with. And then you, what happened? Oh, I'm way back there. Okay. And then you insisted that they be removed. You insist that your views of parenting must now apply to every child in the school, not just your own. And why can't it just apply to your own? Why can't you just tell your kid, don't fucking read that? And they listen. Do you not expect them to listen? Do you not have faith in yourself as a parent or in your child to adopt your own values, at least until they get to adulthood? Are you losing that battle? You need the government to step in and help you fucking raise your kid and remove this potentially damaging book from their sites, from their reach, because you can't control your own kid. You need the government to help. You need the school district to help you do your job. Boy, I would hate to then go out and make these arguments and these stances and everything to get government and shit out of your lives or whatever. And because you can't have it both ways. So, yeah. And imagine too, if there wasn't some sort of I guess, ruling body of sorts over discussing and deciding things like books in a library or whether or not a pride flag can be up on a wall. Imagine if that was left, if government left or whatever, and that was just simply up to the parents themselves to control. What the fuck? Could you imagine that? Because I'll tell you something. That's exactly how we get the Satan, or was it the Church of Satan or the Satanic Church? Satanic Temple. I think it's that. I think that's exactly how we get the Satanic Temple in our schools. Because, well, if you have every right to assert your way of life or whatever onto the school and onto the public there in the school district, well, then guess what? Every other parent does too. And they will. If for no other reason, just to spite you. How's that going to go? Just worry about your own kid. People will worry about their own. Right. Okay. Okay. Over. Did the flag have a shredded edge? Well, it will after Mary Kay gets done with it. She's gonna fuck that flag up. Oh god. Hi, Bobby and Gizmo. Hi, Tex Max Fax Thunderclap. I also wonder why everything has to be an issue for so many. Like that makes it worse than anything. Just discuss it with your family if it comes up, and that's the time. So sad. I agree though. Thank you, Tex Max. Very much. Yep. The entitlement is like Katie's, yeah. But want everyone else to obey. Exactly. Because when everyone has to follow the rules when they agree with the rules. But when the rules change and they don't agree, well then, you're the enemy if you follow the rules. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the rules should always be followed. Every situation is different, and then it will require a different approach each time. But I would never be able to say just a blanket insistence that rules should always be followed. Some rules aren't good rules, It all depends. But I said that we could also check up on Katie Joey, so we can do that too. Because I noticed there was a tweet up on Twitter that I just noticed like right before I went live. So let's check that out. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, so refresh that. All right, so let's see here. Oh, she's still on the whole Blake Lively thing. Holy shit. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with this shit? Like, I don't even want to keep scrolling because I'm just going to keep seeing more ridiculous shit, I'm afraid. Okay, so that's what she's talking about. All right, so here, Blake Lively works to get good PR by making donuts at Rise Donuts in Connecticut. This then apparently led to Blake working without a hairnet or her hair secured is a health code violation in Connecticut for food safety. Pretty sure that might be the case in every state. At least it should be. Holy shit. But really? This is what you're going to take away from all that. I can't believe she didn't wear a hairnet. Oh my god. Which, I mean, maybe she should have. Okay, who cares? Really, who cares? If you think she should have and she didn't, don't buy a fucking donut. Because she wasn't like really seriously trying to keep the job there. Blake Lively's unsanitary baking at a Connecticut bakery. All right. Bakery is now causing a health department investigation against Rise Donuts. Under Connecticut Health Code, all kitchen workers that handle and make food must have their hair secured, covered by a hairnet, or wearing a hat. Blake Lively helped make donuts without a hairnet, nor her hair tied back. It's a travesty. The whole state's going to go hungry now. The health department is now investigating. I'm so sure. I'm so sure they're investigating. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, are you kidding? Katie thinks that the health department works for her now. Blake blames the haters for falsely reporting her benevolent actions of making hairy donuts for fans as a PR stunt to look relatable. It's not about haters. It's that she put her vanity and PR stunt ahead of food preparation health codes. What the fuck? Oh my God. This is fucking funny. Like, it must have been a real slow news day for Katie that day. She probably believes Justin paid people to call in. I wouldn't blame her if she did. I'm not saying that's what happened. I doubt it at this point. At this point, I think people like Katie Joy have actually convinced people just, to be that horrible and hateful and shit. And I think that goes on both sides, don't get me wrong. That no one really has to pay anyone to do anything anymore. So, but yeah, I don't blame her for wondering, maybe. I hate to tell her, but Connecticut, especially Wilton, Bridgetown, yeah, they don't play. No PR stunt once they saw these photos, regardless of who she is, they would investigate. They have like the most stellar star health codes agency in like all the land. So am I, but even when they saw the pictures online, they would have went investigated it. Happened to another establishment in New Haven. Uh, this is Ariana Donut Gate. No, that chick licked the fucking donut and then I think it put it back in the case or some shit. That was a lot different. There was another fucking monster there. Uh, this is just fun. I can't believe that this is what she's writing about and quote reporting. Anyway, this right here, this is the most disgusting shit I think I'm ever going to see here. Blake Lively slipping the tongue during scene of It Ends With Us. It was a kissing scene. Okay? Like, how do you kiss? I don't want to know. Actually, oh God, I'm picturing it now. This is so bad. I'm so sorry. Blake Lively slipped the tongue during a scene of the movie that she claims to be the victim of. Justin's lips are pursed and closed. It is Blake whose lips are open and her tongue that is leaving his lips. Justice for Justin, the real victim of sexual harassment. This is crazy. Like, is she like slow watching these scenes just to get a glimpse of someone's tongue doing some? Oh my God. Like, even even if the outcome of that was nothing but Blake Lively's tongue all over Justin's face, you gotta know how fucking crazy you look looking for it. I mean, she didn't. That person there didn't say what she was. This case gives me secondhand embarrassment. LOL. I work in defamation law as a paralegal. If this was one of our cases, I'd be cringing all day. She doesn't quite specify who or what side she'd be cringing as a result of, though. I noticed that. I don't know. What? Blake Lively has acted in films with quite a few other leading men. I mean, she's not like she's, at least from what I know, she doesn't give this impression or whatever, or this rumor or this reputation of being like lovesick over everyone she's acted with. Why is it that people are just assuming that that's what had to have happened here? Like, have you even seen Justin? I mean, come on. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I mean, compare Justin to Ryan, and are you fucking kidding me? I mean, and even if you don't really care for, or you don't see them the same way as I do as far as their looks go, you have to realize that trust and feeling secure and laughter is a huge part of life. What? Why would she want Justin? I mean, come on. She's got Ryan. Ryan is going to be so mad. Which part of the movie is this? Okay. Why it said like 6 comments there, I thought, and that was only 1, or replies, whatever. Right. So there's that. Oh, wait a minute, there's more. Grab meatballs and slipping tongue. Like, okay, there's a video clip that Katie shared not so long ago, and she shared it to show, like, look at she bit his lip or whatever. But in the scene before that, they're kissing, whatever. Her hands are either down on her side or like just right here. She's not like doing anything else with her arms. He goes up to her neck and everything, and then just as she brings his hand down and goes to her back, cops a feel right there in camera. What the fuck? But yeah, sure. And don't get me wrong, I'll be honest with you. I don't care for either party here. I think this is the most entitled, ridiculous thing, this lawsuit, both sides, whatever, that's come about on social media in some time. The whole thing's ridiculous, in my opinion. But what's more ridiculous than the fucking lawsuits and accusations here is Katie Joy's obvious Herculean attempt to just like cancel Blake Lively for some reason. Like this, she doesn't even seem to like really support Justin or care that much about Justin. She just wants to make Blake burn. What the fuck? Like, you were never going to be with Ryan. You know that, right? I mean, I get it, though. I get it, because I had to come to terms with this myself. I'll never be with Ryan. But you don't go hating on his wife. Come on. Like, Katie, move on. Let it go. Poor Toodles. Anyways, we're going up here to the top. I don't know why I keep coughing today. Exclusive. The letter Blake Lively doesn't want the public to see. Blake Lively's sham CRD complaint is finally exposed. A follower of mine requested a FOIA of Blake's complaint. Why didn't you do it? Why did a follower have to do it? Like, she's a reporter, right? I'm thinking she did it, but in case the defamation gods want to just bless her again with another lawsuit, she's trying to give herself a little bit of plausible deniability here, my opinion. Blake has blasted some of these claims publicly, but she has intentionally omitted other facts. First, Blake refused to file this complaint herself under the penalty of perjury. Instead, her attorney filed the complaint and stated she believed them to be true, not that they were true, using belief as a legal loophole to avoid perjury. Because it's a civil lawsuit. You don't have to prove it. She believed it to be true. That's all that matters. It's the only thing that you have to establish. Blake Lively's complaint was not at all verified or reviewed by the CRD in any capacity. In fact, a letter to Ezra Hudson states, quote, "Be advised that the CRD does not review or edit the complaint form to ensure that it meets procedural or statutory requirements." Because Blake waived an investigation, the CRD didn't even review her allegations to determine if they met the criteria for sexual harassment. Well, no shit. That's what, because she just wanted to jump straight to the lawsuit. That's what a lot of people do. That's why this is an option. That's why it exists. So thank you for pointing out the obvious that everyone already fucking knew. Like, great reporting there. Holy shit. Pulitzer's coming or something. In fact, they made no determination at all. Right. The CRD also refused to serve any of the parties because of the waiver of the investigation and told Ezra Hudson that she would have to serve Wayfair and the parties. Of course. I mean, oh my God. Instead of serving the parties with the complaint, Blake Lively gave the complaint to the New York Times. The CRD document was not a legal filing. It was not a legal complaint. Oh my God. Probably because, I mean, is the CRD, like, is it like a legal agency? I mean, like, is it run by the government? Is it like a court? I mean, I don't know. It could be. I'm just asking. And what is it they say too? Like, when you're trying to serve someone or whatever, and you have to show that you've exhausted all options before it can be just like accepted that just service can't happen or whatever. Isn't one of the ways in which you serve someone like posting it in the paper or something? I mean, I'm not saying that that's an argument. I don't know, but that's where my mind went. I don't know. No one from CRD ever reviewed to verify if the complaint met standards to sue. This could be why Brian Friedman is so confident in the case against Blake Lively. Lively willingly avoided investigation at all turns. She refused to file a formal HR complaint, then went to the CRD and they never even read her document. The complaint she filed was unnecessary and all for PR. By denying an investigation by CRD, Wayfarer has denied a right under the law to provide a counter narrative to her claims. They were denied a right to defend the claims before she sued, which is not normal. Pretty sure it is. Additionally, the first letter states that Ezra is the complainant, not Blake Lively. Blake is busted. Holy shit. And Katie was here to discover it all. Like, all of these lawyers and shit involved. Now, one of them could manage to discover this. It took Katie to find it for them. Fucking hero. Like, this is exactly what delusions of grandeur looks like in someone. This is the face of delusions of grandeur. Like, this is what happens when you don't have humility. My follower requested to be anonymous, given that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are actively retaliating and threatening people exposing them. Or, my opinion, it's because she can't reveal who it is without also revealing it was her. Is this in YouTube? I just got these. All right, hidden comments. Okay, what else is there? Don't let Taylor Swift's PR gaslight you. Taylor was involved, and Blake confessed to all of it in August 2024. Since Taylor, or Blake's PR, is now trying to claim Taylor and Blake are besties again with no proof, I want to remind everyone that Taylor Swift is not innocent. She is playing dumb and acting like she was used, but it is seemingly an act. Blake says here that Taylor was involved with everything the whole time. Don't let their PR gaslight you. These people are all liars. I highly doubt, can't prove, but I highly doubt Taylor and Blake are friends again. I don't see many of their friends sticking around after this. Blake loves to put out PR that Taylor is still her friend. Until you see them together, believe nothing. And until you see Katie Joy with a friend, believe nothing. I'm sorry, that was petty. It was also true. Also, Blake admits that she doesn't take no for an answer, but wants to pretend she's a victim. I'm not naive, and we'll see in the trial. But there's a chance Blake uses their friendship whenever she needs to. Okay. What? Blake Lively sexually harassed Brandon's cleaner during the film production or promotion. Imagine promoting a film about domestic violence by sexually harassing an actor in the film. Blake, who wanted to be in charge and get the coveted PGA mark, had no problem objectifying Brandon. In fact, during Book Bonanza, Blake spent the entire Oh, okay. In fact, during Book Bonanza, Blake spent the entire night of the film premiere flirting with and discussing Brandon's butt with the audience. Blake even suggested that Brandon had a Brazilian butt lift. All of this was done to taunt Justin. In preparation for his role as Riley, Justin documented his workouts to get his body in top form. I think Katie likes Justin. He even posted a reel about his workouts, focused on his glutes with the hashtag #ButtDay, a reference to working out these muscles. Katie Joy's thinking about his butt muscles. Yeah. If someone is terrorized and a victim, why would they go out of their way to engage in the behavior that they are now crying victim about? Why is it okay for Blake as a producer to objectify Brandon? I kind of agree with that. It really, if it's not good done to you, then don't say and do shit like that to other people. However, I do want to point out that even with her as a producer, I still think that there was less of a power imbalance between the two. That's my opinion. But either way, I can get behind that argument. Like, just don't do it. Sure. Can it be because Blake and Ryan promised Brandon roles in future Deadpool and superhero films? The answer would be yes. Blake and Ryan got Brandon a new agent and dangled roles in films. Brandon was willing to go along with the harassment with promises of a film. That's called quid pro quo. But what would Blake know about sexual harassment? She's not a victim. Oh, wow. I can't help but to wonder what kind of women gatekeep whether or not someone is in fact a victim. Like, it's one thing to say, I don't believe your story. I don't believe this happened to you. I don't believe you were victimized in this manner. But to just say she's not a victim, like that's overstepping bounds, I think. Like, that's gatekeeping. That means that that comes across to me as the person saying that she's not a victim is someone who covets the title of victim very, very much and longs for it to be theirs and theirs alone. Like, they don't want to share that shit. Like, you're not a victim. You don't get this. This isn't for you. Back off. Like, that's crazy. Right, I'm gonna check chat, and then I think I want to go over to threads real quick. Then we can get some real actual like comments and stuff on Katie's shit, because she doesn't really pay attention to that platform. Right, exactly. Katie was sexually harassed because, I don't know, someone allegedly said penis, just the word penis. Like, what? But she can watch that video of those two making out for the movie and see Justin cop that feel and think Blake's not a victim. I mean, I'm not saying Blake's a victim, don't get me wrong, but that's her perspective anyways. All right. Forget, how do I get, oh, sorry, I gotta lower the size here. There we go. Threads. Okay. All right. And here we go. So this is just what comes up on the top. Oh, wait, let me go to her extra profile. All right, so I'm just here to read the comments. So this one's got 4 comments, it looks like. I mean, at this point, I would be surprised if anything she claimed was ever true. I don't know if they're referring to Blake or Katie Joy with that comment. I mean, the fact that you just don't know, it just is, wow. It totally looks like she's using her lips and no tongue. Why are you always reporting fake dirt? It's definitely a bad Photoshop job or something. Unfortunately, people on Instagram believe this is real. All Katie Joy has is lies and fiction. She wouldn't know the truth if it bit her in the behind. Not to mention how obsessed you have to be to go through photos and find something you can manipulate for clicks. Well, that's like Katie's entire approach to everything online. I mean, come on. It all goes back to Justin rejecting her advances. Yep. Okay. Like, Justin ain't all that. Ain't no chick losing her fucking mind because he said no. Oh, this one's got a lot of comments. Okay. Blake Lively spent all day yesterday with her team making donuts for fans at Bright. Oh, I already read this. And she didn't wear a fucking hat. Oh, wait. Blake was tagged in a photo on Instagram by a customer. Her sister Robin was with her at the bakery. Her crisis PR is working in overdrive to try to clean up Blake's image, it seems. Everyone wants donuts full of hair. Imagine taking time out of your day to trash someone with no good reason. She did the same thing with a local donut shop when she was filming in Montreal. Good for her. I hope she comes out smiling as much as she wants, just so I can watch you pathetic cowards get triggered by her. I don't, that, that brief comments seem to start off on one side, jump to the other, and then kind of limbo in both, in between both. I don't know. Here's my comment on the situation because a small detail is bothering me. If she was truly making donuts, her hair would be up and restrained because the photo op is highly unsanitary and puts her sister's business at risk. Other than that, I don't think about her. Well, Baldoni was surfing and got a new haircut, so why can't Blake make some fucking donuts? They didn't say fucking. I just feel like it should have been there. What are the chances that someone else made them and she's taking the credit as usual? It's actually ridiculous how you managed to get this far. Writing crap and fake stories about a woman who was targeted by a dude. You're defending him and the PR company that works tirelessly to ruin her life, and you're proud of it. Now, I understand why they ask, did he pick you yet? Imagine if she had thought about bringing those donuts to a woman's shelter. She's baking and serving food to the public. Her hair should be pulled back. Okay. At least she's not frolicking shirtless on a beach showing off her ripped abs while being photographed by the paparazzi and claiming to be broke and going through a difficult time. Well, she probably would have kept her shirt on, but she probably did do all that. My first thought is, why isn't your hair tied back? Donuts full of hair and racism. Okay, now there's racism. Oh, okay. Racism has entered the field. Sorry, not working mates. But those that matter don't mind. Huh? Fire your team. How does working at a donut shop improve your image? Just no. I think it's her sister's shop, right? I'm so tired of people using social media to drag random strangers. It's so unappealing, especially when the hateful comments start arriving. It's just a cesspool of hate and negativity affecting everyone who is unfortunate enough to see it as mood transfers. Imagine if people decided to engage in healthy, positive ways. It could literally make the world a better place. Word. Even if it's PR, she literally spent some time doing something good. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But different when Beldoni calls the Paps every time he steps out. Needs to stay relevant, I guess. Is it just me? Okay, hair needs deep conditioning. Maybe. LOL. A shitty human trying to do something good is still a shitty human, regardless of what she does. And Beldoni will always be the sleazy director that lacked boundaries. Regardless of what you think of her, he's never going to come back from this, or his production company. That's ridiculous. Why wouldn't? Even if everything she said were true, why wouldn't he be able to come back from that? Like, Hollywood is littered with men and women who have done far worse and have barely missed a step in their fucking careers. What the hell? What do you? What's the big deal? I can't believe this. All right, and then then it just jumps all the way to Disney. All right, last one. Then I'm gonna wrap this up. LMAO, you're about as deluded with self-importance as Colonel Kurtz. I don't know who that is. Disney makes more than films for children. Or do you think Pirates of the Caribbean is a kids' movie? Depp smuggled gross, demeaning, non-consensual anal sex reference into. Yes, and even in lots of Disney child movies, there are secret sex innuendo jokes for parents. I mean, the whole point of Panto is that kind of innuendo, right? Yeah. Not surprising at all. As long as the money comes in, Disney execs apparently will sell even their kids' souls, seems like. Walt Disney would have been so ashamed of what Disney has become. It's not for children anymore. It's just a profit churning machine banking on its built in audience. That's exactly what Disney would be happy about, that it was a money churning machine. Where do you think that he would be ashamed of that? He'd be quite content. Meanwhile, their creative director and partner just jumped ship. Oh, you mean kind of like Justin Baldoni's partner on the podcast kind of jumped ship there too? I mean, I don't think it's all ridiculous. Yep, saw that. Just waiting for the whole empire to crumble. It will be slow, but for sure satisfying. You do realize that millions and millions of people will still watch it even if you don't. You won't even dent the money they will make. Doesn't even seem to know that Disney is more than kids' films. I don't think she was watching anyway. You support a sexual harasser, but this is where you draw the line. Okay, Snowflake. Anything Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively touch after what they did to Justin Baldoni will fail miserably. Sure thing. What's your problem? Okay, so that's it. I like to check out the Threads account because I don't think that she has anything scrubbing any of the comments off of there, at least not yet. And I don't think that she's really spent much time or whatever in trying to run propaganda or shit or anything over there. I think it's just genuinely people come across her trash and saw the trash. And I want to take out the trash, maybe. I don't know. But that's it. So I'm going to go over here to chat and then I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. Hi, CJB. Justin Baldoni is so gross. Katie getting all revved up about him is too much for my weak stomach. Right, I know. Oh my God. Peeper. Oh God. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go get some sleep. I have tomorrow off, so I will be streaming tomorrow later in the day or evening or night, whatever. It won't be early. So look for me again then. But bye everyone. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Where is it? Bye.